Live. Good morning to you, sir.
Hey, good morning, Steve.
It's good to have you. You are the congressman for that region. Also, but you're not going to be there. You're not going to be there to show her what she's missing. But instead, she's probably going to be welcomed by Veronica Escobar, who has been a Democrat. Unlike Henry Cuellar, who's been very critical of the administration, she has been very supportive.
Yeah, I'm hearing the vice president isn't going to be on the ground very long, only a few hours. Matter of fact, the flight to El Paso is going to be longer than the time that she's going to be on the ground, and that's really unfortunate. But you know what? I am excited that she's at least shown up. Kevin McCarthy and a bunch of us visited back in March. Steve Scalise has done the same. Leadership is about showing up, but really it's now what? What they're going to see, hopefully, is not just a photo op. They're going to hear that fentanyl is coming over at record numbers. Unaccompanied children, over 80,000 unaccompanied children, right. Over 800,000 migrants. So, and now it's the now what factor.
Sure. And for the administration to admit, okay, she's going to go down and see the crisis with her own two eyes. Wait a minute, there's a crisis? They've tried to pretend like this is not a big problem. Mayorkas has said the strategy is working, although that puzzles everybody. But why El Paso? If we heard in a couple of sound bites a little while ago, if she really wanted to see it, go to Donna, Texas, to see the place that was referred to as Kids in Cages. But instead, she's going to El Paso. So what's she going to see there?
Yeah, you really can't be a border security expert if you're on the ground for 2 hours. You got to put some effort into this. And the reality is the El Paso sector is very different than Rio Grande Valley or Del Rio or the Big Bend sector or the Laredo sector. They all are different. And in order to understand this crisis, you have to understand that all parts of the border are different. Her showing up and taking a photo op, getting back on a plane as fast as she can, it's disrespectful as well. Right. But what I really like to see is this administration has to be held accountable for Title 42. If they do away with Title 42, as bad as things are now, you're going to see them get worse.
Well, it sounds like they're going to. Title 42 allowed Border Patrol people to say at the southern border, hey, stop, there's a pandemic, you got to go back to Mexico. It sounds like because the ACLU is challenging them in court, they're going to go ahead and quietly get rid of it so that they do not have to defend the Donald Trump policies, which they did not want to do. But speaking of Donald Trump, Congressman, this 100% is true. The reason she is going tomorrow is because Donald Trump announced he was going to go down to the southern border with Greg Abbott next week.
That's right. I mean, we have put political pressure on her for months and months and months to show up. Thankfully, former President Donald Trump's coming down, and all of a sudden, you put their head in a political vice, and then they start moving. But like I said, I'm glad she's at least showing up. But now what? She needs to. We need actions.
All right, Tony Gonzales joining us today from the D.C. area. He's got some votes. That's why he's not going to be down in Texas tomorrow. Sir, thank you very much.
Thanks, Steve.